Hello Internet. I am going to do an unboxing and comparison, and what I have right here is the original NECA Mirage style. This is Leonardo Ninja Turtles from, oh gosh, what was it, 2008 I guess? 2008. This is the solo release. They basically released the 4 turtles separately or in a box set. Box set is what I bought originally and sounded great, except for the fact that the box set versions do not come with extra hands and extra weapons and stuff. Only the singular ones did, and that was obnoxious. And I thought maybe I could just buy the extra weapons and swap them. Turns out you can't. The hands are not compatible between the box set version and the solo version. So I eventually bought the individual ones and sold the solo version. So that's what this is on the right. This is the individually packed NECA. Again, I think it was 2008 Mirage Leonardo. And on the left here is a more recent bootleg from, I assume, China. Yeah, it says made in China on the bottom. It is, a pretty convincing facsimile if you're just looking at the packaging and the toy inside of it and stuff. However, you may have noticed already that they are not actually the same colors. There are also versions of this where they have recolored them to look more like the classic Playmates toy line, or I guess you could call it the cartoon or whatever, where they have different colored headbands. But obviously in the Mirage comics, they all had the same color headband, red. So if you see ones with, if there's Michelangelo with orange or Donatello with purple, it actually almost looks black, it's so dark, but or a Leonardo with a blue headband, face mask, whatever you want to call it, that's definitely a bootleg. But so is this, and like I say, you may not be able to tell at first glance, but they definitely are different colors, and you'll be able to see it a little better when it's out of the box. But darker green and a brighter yellow is the immediate giveaway. So these turtle toys were designed to look like the art in the first issue of the Ninja Turtles from 1984, and their faces and bodies changed over time for sure, but this is definitely based on the first issue. And here's some art from the first issue. I believe the coloring here hails from the first publishing graphic novel collection of the first couple issues of the series, plus there was an original short at the end of it. I think the volume 2, 3, and 4 did not include original shorts and just were straight reprints, but very nice. And that was the first Mirage Ninja Turtles comic I ever got, was the first publishing, volume 1 that included the first couple issues, and I guess it recolored like this. Does not appear that they were trying to reproduce this sort of olive skin tone that the first publishing graphic novel had, but neither of these toys are olive skin toned really, so I don't know what their goal was there exactly. And I know that since 2008 IDW got the license to make Ninja Turtles comics after Mirage officially shut down, and Peter Laird sold Ninja Turtles to the Viacom Corporation, who also owned Nickelodeon. So since then, they've reproduced most of those old Mirage Volume 1 issues in color, with wildly different colors than the first publishing ones. And the first publishing ones, by the way, were not colored by strangers. I believe Kevin Eastman himself colored at least the first volume. So, I feel like he's probably an authority on that. So as you can see, I just had to pull off a couple pieces of tape to pull this out. Also note, no other alternate hands or weapons. It's just a turtle and his 2 swords. So if you were hoping that this would reproduce the official NECA solo ones with the alternate hands and weapons, nope. Does not appear to be the case. Now, I'm not saying this is the only NECA bootleg like this. There may be other Chinese or whatever producers of bootleg NECA Mirage turtles that do include the hands. If there are, I haven't seen them, but they might exist. But at least this particular batch is pretty easy to tell if you have seen the real one or you have it next to a real one, because the colors are so different. And I mean, even more so if you do the ones that are colored, like the Playmates toys or the 80s and 90s cartoon where, you know, orange Michelangelo and purple Donatello and blue Leonardo. So let's get his swords out of the way. And there we go. Here's our Leo. First thing we should do is pop out the swords and compare. So the colors on the swords are pretty similar. The one on the right here is the official NECA one, and the one on the left is the bootleg one. They look almost the same, but it appears that the NECA one has a kind of black wash over it to dirty it up, and bootleg doesn't. I wouldn't say the bootleg's paint is any better or worse, because like there's kind of sloppiness on the official NECA one. Let me see if I can focus in on that. There we go. Yeah, you can see some paint slop over there, and you know, it's not bad, but it's not perfect. And the bootleg one, I mean, it looks like it was just kind of spray painted over, so you may be slightly bit sloppier than the official NECA one, but not much. Like I say, it kind of seems like they're different colors in this, you know, in my viewfinder here, but I really think it's mainly just that there's a black wash over the entire, at least the lower half of the sword, and I think that's darkening it up. I mean, I guess it could be a darker red and a darker gold, but I think it's just the black wash. Like you could see in the grooves here in the handle, it's black, and it's not on this one. It just doesn't seem like they did the black wash. So let me pop this sword back into official NECA Leo's hand and bring them both a little closer. So yeah, you can tell they're definitely very different colors. And it also seems like the bootleg has not hold the sword as good. That's not really surprising. If you look at the end of the fingers, you can see there's some mold flash on the hand still. The official NECA one does not. It's just, you know, it's a bootleg. I'm not really surprised it's not made to the same exacting standards or whatever. I know people complain about NECA quality, but that is, you know, the bootleg is definitely worse. And I also noticed here that the belt isn't the same. It seems like it's inverted. Maybe that belt comes from one of the other turtles and it looks slightly different or something. I could grab the rest of my turtles up there, but maybe I'll do that at the end. I also notice here there's like mold flash in the middle of the knee pads, which it definitely doesn't have on the official one. So kind of looks like there's different manufacturing techniques involved here, because this looks like a mold with two pieces stuck together or something. It doesn't look like that. I also think that the bootleg one, I mean, it's still kind of rubbery, but it's not soft like the NECA one. It does seem like they did a pretty good job of reproducing the kind of panel lining to make it look comic booky, the sort of ink-ish lining. But it's definitely not the same color. And yeah, the plastic quality definitely is worse. It feels waxy, I guess. The original one, I mean, I don't know if you aren't familiar with the original NECA turtles. It's kind of a matte finish. I would say that their more recent cartoon ones are of similar material, but this bootleg is definitely more traditional shiny action figure stuff, but it even feels kind of lower quality. You can also see that the shells are not the same. Again, the black ink wash on the shell on the original NECA one is not there on the bootleg, and it's also a different color. The bootleg seems more of a dark cyan, I guess, and it does have some kind of I don't know, brush strokes on it, it looks like. So it does look like they attempted some kind of wash, but it's not. It's like panel lining more on the official one. And it does not look as good on the bootleg. Also, I noticed there's this kind of crusty stuff here on the bootleg. I don't know if that's glue residue or mold release compound gone wrong or what, but you kind of see that in a couple places here. Like, look at this foot. It's definitely kind of looks like he's got turtle eczema. I don't know. It's not cute. But yeah, here's a good look at the faces. You can see my NECA one, that sort of panel outlining by the eye is a little bit sloppy there on my legit one. And I mean, I guess the bootleg doesn't have that kind of slop, so that's a slight plus, but it was also missing the kind of eyeliner detail altogether. So I guess that is a reason to appreciate the bootleg, sort of. Pretty sure that the posability remains the same. Looks like it. There's a joint in here, back and forth, in addition to spinning around. Ooh, that spinning around is really tight. Ooh, that feels bad. Ooh, this one doesn't want to move. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I mean, I absolutely get NECA toys all the time that have kind of stuck joints, and I have to heat them up under the water to get them to move, so I probably won't be complaining about that on these ones, because it's, you know... Ooh, I don't know how that looks kind of bad here. There's like a big nub of plastic from where it came out of the tree, I guess. Yeah, my legit one definitely does not have that going on. But yeah, I think the posability is the same. Does not appear to have lost anything in the transition. Yeah, seems the same. The head is actually a ball joint up here, and then kind of spins all the way around here, but there's also this up and down joint, and I mean, I guess it's still, yeah, it's still ball jointed here. Spins all the way around and up and down. So like I say, it doesn't seem to have lost any joints or anything like that, and the tail is still there, but the tail was never posable in the original. Ooh, look at that. This tail looks like it's been dunked in some black stuff, and this tail does not. Weird. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I think the color scheme on the bootleg kind of resembles the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles RPGs that Palladium Books put out in the 80s. Kind of reminds me of the coloring on those. Like I said, kind of a darker green, sort of a forest green, and a more banana yellow, whereas it's kind of more of a tan on the official NECA version. And as you can see, the wrist pads are kind of more poopy brown on the bootleg and more of a tan on the original. And like I say, that belt is different. It seems like it's inverted, which is odd. I think I will go grab my other 3 turtles from the NECA line real quick and compare them. Yep, all right, so these are all 3. The original official NECA. You can see it does not match this belt thing. And here is Raph. Again, doesn't match. What about little Michelangelo here? Nope, doesn't match that either. It really seems like They might have glued on the belt backwards or something. I don't know, it's weird. Strange. But, you know, I think these are semi-okay replacements for the originals if you can't afford them. They're not great with the kind of waxy finish and the weird, well, not weird, but different colors and the inability to hold the sword well. I wonder if it can hold the other sword better. No, it's still kind of loose. I guess it would be interesting to see if you could hold the legit one's sword. I don't know where his other sword is at the moment. It's around. Let's see if he can hold this one better. Nope. Yeah, it's definitely the fault of the hands and not the swords. It's definitely just kind of... Oops. Threw it on the ground. Definitely just kind of loose there. And let's see if the reverse is true. Can he hold the bootleg sword tightly? Yeah. He can hold it pretty good, I would say. Definitely seems a little bit... Yeah. Works just fine. Holds it in place. I guess I don't have the right hand on him. Anyways, can it go in the... Oh, it can... Yeah, goes just fine in there. Look at that. No problems fitting into the scabbard on the back. Yeah, totally fine. Not bad. I guess if you have an original NECA missing weapons or something, this would not be a bad way to replace the weapons. It doesn't have the black ink wash, but otherwise the weapons seem fine and they're close enough in color where it's probably not a big deal. But, you know, this is definitely a step down from the legit. And, you know, you might be fooled just kind of looking at an auction online. But, yeah, seeing them next to each other in person is a dead giveaway, and even comparing them here in a video should be, you should be able to tell the difference. One on the right is definitely nicer, the legit one. So hope that helps, internet. If you have questions, just put them in the comments and I will answer your questions as best you can. Oh, P.S. in case you didn't know, there is a newer set of Mirage turtles that is probably cheaper than even buying the full set of bootlegs at this point, but they are not the same design. It's turtles based on the Return to New York storyline, which was, the art was kind of a team effort between Jim Lawson, Kevin Eastman, and Peter Laird. They were all kind of inking each other. I think the majority of it was probably Jim Lawson art inked by Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman, but I think Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird may have drawn one issue or something like that, but it was like, I want to say a late 80s storyline. And yeah, it definitely had revised character designs, and the newer set, I literally just saw it 2 days ago when I went to the Super Toy and Comic Book Show in San Jose. Looks pretty nice. It's definitely not the same design, but if you just are looking for Mirage turtles, that might be a better solution than buying these bootlegs or shelling out, no pun intended, for the original Mirage 2008 figures, although they're very nice. You might even think that they're a little bit outdated in terms of posability. I've always thought that the neck here was kind of too long. I mean, it's mostly fine if you sort of hunch them over a little bit, but it definitely feels kind of too long compared to the way they look in the comic book, or for that matter, in the art reproduced on the back here. Yeah, see what I mean? It definitely feels like their neck is kind of too long. But there you go. There's the differences. Talk to you later.